What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video once again we have some bad news when it comes to the Annihilators and also the upcoming Pocket Dimension, Shatter Dimension, whatever you want to call it. We can call it Scam Dimension because yeah. So from previous data mines we had information that this Shatter Dimension, Pocket Dimension was going to be more free-to-play friendly, and I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but maybe those data mines were interpreted incorrectly, or they were not checked to the full extent, because as it seems, based on the full data mines, you need to have big annihilators in order to complete the new Shatter Dimension. I'm gonna still call it Pocket Dimension, and it's going to require you not only to have Annihilators unlocked, but also at gear tier 18. So this is going to be a huge deal because next week we have a big event that requires you to spend power cores and use Annihilators on offense and use Annihilators in Shatter Dimension. And like we saw in my previous video, there is a bunch of people that still do not have Annihilators unlocked. So how they are going to participate on this event? It makes absolutely no sense, but we're going to take a look in this video on what exactly is going on, what you can expect, and what you cannot expect, right? Because you might not be able to participate on this new iteration of Shatter Dimension. So as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure to smash that like button like a boss. Okay, so the Annihilators, it seems that indeed they are going to be required for the new Pocket Dimension, which I guess it makes sense because it always requires 2 teams. But in the past, we had the characters being free-to-play available. The last Shatter Dimension we had was for the Cabal and Illuminati. And this time, it's true that yes, we are going to use Illuminati again. The problem with this is that because Scopely divides the nodes, in one side you have the Illuminati, on the other side we have the Cabal. You cannot go forward, you cannot progress on the Shatter Dimension without having both teams, right? You can see right here, nodes 1 to 4, you need the Cabal, but then 5 to 8, you need the Illuminati, right? So if you only have one of the teams, you are not going to be able to complete the full Shatter Dimension. And this is, once again, content being gated behind character-specific traits or character-specific teams, and this is not a gacha game. If it was a gacha game, you cannot have this kind of gated behind certain teams. You cannot have this type of content. It's just it's unreasonable. It's nonsensical. So once again, Scopely is moving from the more free-to-play friendly environment that they had for the past 4 months. We have to be honest, like for the past 6 months or so, they were more free-to-play friendly. And then for the past 1 month and a half or so, as we approach this new legendary character, supposedly Blade, it kept getting worse and worse and worse. Once again, they are trying to copy or simulate gacha games, but gacha games don't have this kind of content restricted or gated behind certain characters. You can pretty much use any character, and this is not the case. When you require us to have certain teams, then you need to make sure that those characters are available to us, which is not the case. So once again, with the Temporal Dimension 2, we had the requirements of Cabal and Illuminati. So moving forward, we have here the full breakdown. They even gave us the full breakdown of the gear requirements and the characters that we were going to require for this. Here we have legendary, mythical, and on the last node, on the boss node, you could use both at the same time. Now, taking a look at the announcement they made for the next one, Shatter Dimension explodes your way during the Annihilator recruitment period. Make sure that you have Annihilators, because they are going to be one of the 2 teams that are required, and make sure you equip as much gear as possible on your Annihilators. Now, let's compare the gear that we have here, the gear tier requirements. Gear tier 15 for Illuminati and Cabal. Gear tier 15, I mean, that's reasonable. Maybe gear tier 16 right now would be a little bit more common, right? Or even gear tier 17 if you really want to make it. But when you take a look at the requirements, the requirements are much, much higher. Now, for me, this was very, very confusing, because I made a video about this, that Scopely loves free-to-play players, big rewards, no new characters needed. And this is what I read from, once again, I don't want to throw Quick Draw under the bus, but when he posted this, it says here that you require Illuminati, all the way Illuminati, and on the boss node, Annihilators or Illuminati. So I guess that he didn't read the full data mines, because that's not the information that is there, and I will show you in a second. Once again, maybe he just didn't miss the part or something. I don't want to throw him under the bus, because usually his data mines are legit, but in this case they are not. So it's not that the data mines did not make sense, right? Because we don't have Annihilators being released in a friendly manner. We still didn't have any event that gives you Annihilator shards directly. And once again, a lot of people still don't have them unlocked. That's why these data mines, they made sense. They made sense that it does not require Annihilators, because people don't have them unlocked yet. So, and because of these, like, people, including myself, we didn't fact check these data mines, because once again, people don't have Annihilators. They are being sort of soft released through these orbs. So it didn't make sense that they were going to be a hard lock requirement, but that's not the case. So when you take a look at the data mines, when you take a look at the full scope of the data mines, we see that it's not the case. So if you guys don't know, the pocket dimensions and shatter dimensions and dark dimensions, they are called Insanity. That's the name of the game mode. And you can see right here the requirements. So Annihilators, 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 all the way to Master 2. And this is how they separate the nodes. And we saw the same with this one, right? So the Master would be like this, level 20s, and so this is how they call internally the nodes. So yeah, indeed, you can already see that indeed Annihilators will be required, and even you can see the gear tiers, gear tier 16, gear tier 17, but for Illuminati they say gear tier 18 as well. So not only you need all the characters, Illuminati and Annihilators, you also need more gear than what we saw in the past. So if this one was gated behind gear tier 15, this one is gated behind gear tier 18, which is a massive jump in gear requirements. And of course, this is going to be a big problem, because we have this event coming next week, event that requires you to participate in Shatter Dimension, and it has, of course, very important rewards. We have Purple ISO 8, we have Radioactive Treats, Dark Promotion Credits, we have Crimson Gear. I mean, it has literally all the things that everyone needs, right? But this event is beyond gated. If this event requires you to participate in Shatter Dimension, which once again, most people do not have Annihilators unlocked, and they cannot go through every node. On top of that, on top of annihilators being gated for the Shattered Dimension part of the event, you also need them in Alliance Wars. In Alliance Wars at a minimum of 5 stars. So Gladiator at 5 stars up to 7 stars, Core to 5 stars up to 7 stars, Endgame Thanos 5 stars up to 7 stars, if you want to participate in this event. Then they also say that you can spend power cores if you want, but they absolutely shaft the amount of points you get by spending power cores. And then you can get a little bit of points from the web milestone that only requires you to obtain alliance credits. So once again, this is major shaft for anyone that does not have annihilators and that does not have enough gear tier 17 and gear tier 18 to put on those characters. And once again, we're also talking about Illuminati. You also need to have Illuminati, minimum gear tier 17, hopefully gear tier 18, so you can complete all the nodes. But once again, you can't because if you don't have annihilators, you cannot jump back and forth between Illuminati and annihilators to complete the nodes, because they're on different sides and you cannot go from one to another. You have to cross both paths in order to complete it. So once again, I don't understand what's on the mind of these psychopaths at Scopely, because this is absolutely unreasonable. This is absolutely unreasonable. It makes zero sense that they are gating Shattered Dimension or Pocket Dimension behind a team that didn't have a release yet. Once again, in gacha games, this is fine because it does not require specific characters. Here, they require specific characters. They require a certain amount of specific characters. If it was only like 2 Annihilator characters, you could use Ultimus and Silver Surfer. It's not the case. You need 3 or more. 3 or more at gear tier 17. So once again, it's unreasonable that we have this situation. And that means that a good portion of the community, let's say like 10%, 15%, 20%, will not be, maybe even 25% of the player base that is active will not be able to participate in these events because they don't have the characters unlocked. Now, you can easily obtain 50,000 points through the milestone on the web store, which only requires you to collect alliance credits, but you are really making these events so people collect alliance credits? Is that it? That's how you want us to play the game? Is just to collect some shitty credits that you get on your daily rewards? Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm really not sure what they are doing. Once again, the past months, Scopely was going in a very good path, but now, I don't know, they just shit themselves and they are doing the opposite. They are doing the opposite of everything good that they have done. And it's making me very concerned about the future of the game, because this is getting absolutely ridiculous. Once again, unreasonable requirements, events that do not make any sense, and you are gating time-based events on unreasonable requirements. I mentioned this before, I'm going to mention again, like the legendaries, that's fine, because we know that the events are reoccurring. If you don't get a legendary this time, you're going to get the legendary next time. This is not the case. After Shattered Dimension is gone, it's gone. After this weekly event is gone, it's gone. So you cannot have this kind of gating over specific characters that they have the super RNG or loot box openings to unlock the characters with 1% chance of unlocking the character. And it's just unreasonable. So I really don't know what Scopely has on their minds. You guys let me know in the comments below what you think about this. I thought that this was going to be a nice event based on data mines from QuickDraw. As it seems, they were not correct. And it's a lot worse than we could ever imagine. It's absolutely insane what they are doing with these annihilator characters. But once again, let me know what you feel about this in the comments below. And as always, if you like the information on this video, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Mosaic Force content. And I'll catch you guys later.